Yes.
Hi, Scott Orlam, Cinema Magazine. The new movie coming your way is called Cherry, and I'm here with the star of that film, Tom Holland. Tom, it's a very deep and personal style film, but I'm going to start out with something a little lighter, and that
Okay.
is part of the trajectory of your character is he has to go rob a bank. I presume
Yes.
you're never going to do that in real life, but was there a thrill even doing it pretend?
It's interesting. Where I come from in England, guns is, we don't really have guns where I come from. And holding a gun to someone's face felt incredibly unnatural. And it really affected me. Because obviously it's an unloaded weapon. It's not a real gun. But the act of holding a gun to someone's face really scared me. So yeah, there was a thrill that came from it. Not a thrill that I would like to experience again, but absolutely, yeah, there was.
This is such a powerful story, and sadly, it's true. It's based on a real
Yeah.
incident that kind of happened. So I was wondering, as you were doing your research, how enlightened did you become about this issue?
You mean the issue of PTSD and substance abuse?
Correct.
Yeah, I mean, you grow up, you know about drug addicts and all that sort of stuff. But I think for me, my understanding of drug addicts was mainly from rock stars, and it was glamorized, and it was sexy, and it was cool. I'd never really been exposed to the true and darker side to substance abuse. So for me, making this film, I felt a sense of responsibility to tell this story in as raw form as possible, to try and steer the younger generation away from these substances that can affect your life in so many ways that you can't even comprehend. So yeah, my eyes were really opened to a side of our society that I didn't really know existed, and I'm glad they were, because I hope that this film will really change the way we look at people who are suffering from addiction. And I say suffering because addiction is a disease, and it's something that should be taken very seriously, and something where we should offer people help rather than prosecuting them.
When you went through the Spider-Man experience, or as you still are going through it, it was all about conditioning your body to be as athletic as possible. Going through this experience, you had to lose weight. You had to kind of almost be as emaciated as possible. How challenging was that?
Honestly, it's the worst thing I've ever done. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I was trying to stick. I was unlucky in the sense that I didn't have a lot of time to prep, so I had about 9 to 10 weeks to lose the weight, and I was trying as best I could to stick to a very strict diet, and then I was running with a bin bag on and a hoodie every day to try and shed as much water weight as possible, and it was just painful. It just really hurt. My joints hurt. Mentally, I was not 100%, and I really, really didn't enjoy that process. But when I look back and watch the film, it's hard work pays off, and hard work is good work, and I'm really glad that I did it.
Going back to the essence of the story about PTSD and even about substance abuse, it really is kind of sad in a way how dismissive we become of these people in society. That where is the help? Where is the facilities that kind of step in and look after these people, especially after they went and served our country?
Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier. People who are suffering from substance abuse need help. They don't need to be prosecuted, because that doesn't help them. We worked with a guy called Brian on the film, who was our drug consultant, and he was basically there to advise us in the process of drug taking. So if we were cooking heroin and shooting heroin, he would be watching the monitor to let us know if we were doing it correctly, or if we were, making mistakes. I don't know. And I became very close to him and spoke to him a lot. And he now works in rehab facilities, and he helps people get clean. And the process of detoxing sounds like one of the most horrific things a human could possibly go through. I don't know if you remember in the film, but there's the scene where I'm detoxing in the prison and I'm having a fit on the floor, and even just pretending to do it was awful. So I can't imagine what it's actually like to go through. So to all the people who do get clean and do beat this horrible disease addiction, I will celebrate you till kingdom come, and I'm proud of you. But I hope this film sheds light on this problem that is just on our doorstep.
Well, congratulations on an incredibly moving performance. The movie is called Cherry. This was Tom Holland, Scott Orland. Till next time.
Thank you. See you, Scott.